Hello everyone, welcome to your daily card reading for September 19th and 20th. And I think today I'm going to do a wheel, and then I'll draw the Gillian Kemp signifier card. And then I just wanted to remind everyone, I do have that fundraiser for the Tai Sai Wat. It's a Buddhist temple that wanted some chickens, and right now I know the chickens they want, and they're like really pricey, so it's hard. I already gave them 3 chickens, but I know they want this one chicken. And so anyway, I got a couple donations, and it would be great if anyone else wanted to donate. I'm gonna end up going over there in next week and setting it up, and hopefully being able to film them. If not, I can film some of it. But anyway, if anyone wants to donate to give them some more chickens, I mean, I think right now I'll probably do it anyway and just pay out of the pocket. But if anyone wanted to donate for that, that would be great. And yeah, I will announce other fundraisers in the future, but this is the only one I have right now, and it'll be ending next week basically. and then you'll see it on the Chicky channel. I'm going to do it on the monthly show for the kids and family show, so you can watch that and see the Sai Tai Wat. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to draw the signifier card and then some chicken cards. So this is the fig tree, enlightening love. And it says, lower pleasures you attract are potentially overwhelming and dangerous. Peace arrives through higher gratification. The fig tree, enlightening love. I can see this is okay. Okay, so the first card I drew here is Bina, and this is where we're at now. And this has to do with teaching and learning and transmitting knowledge, and really kind of projecting, not just projecting, but transmitting your reality into another's reality so that they have an awakening, an awareness of the other. So this is like transmission of oneself to another, where you can impress upon another a different perspective or a different angle of reality that they all of a sudden are waking up to see. So it has to do with teaching and learning and transmission of knowledge, also discernment, understanding what's between things, and really kind of defining things by the relationship of everything. And so actually Bina means between. It means to go between. But it's really the understanding of what the two things are in relationship. So it's understanding the differences through the relationship and also the relationship that exists between. So it's a lot of information there. It's like, okay, I transmit, this is myself, this is who you are, and this is my perception from the other. And it's also that this is the difference between us. So it's understanding what is between, as well as who one is and who the other one is. And it's a true, it's based in truth. You know, it's like, this is who I am, here you are, and our relationship between. So it's always an enlightenment, a very positive thing, because when something like this can happen from, you know, heart and high mind, this can't happen on a lower level. I mean, this is, for something like this to happen, it's very pure and very positive and enlightening in a very heartwarming way. So this is like the first transmission of the source energy, almost. That's what Bina is, and this is Hebrew mythology, I guess you could say. It's in their text or their belief system, but their concept of Bina is the one that transmit and sends to the next one, and really infuses them and lets them understand that this is who I am, and I see you as this, and this is our in-between. And, you know, it's based in truth because it is true coming from that source. So this is always, you know, a very divine transmission of knowledge. Otherwise, I wouldn't transmit. So it has to be that divine to be able to really change a person and infuse them with an understanding. Actually, Bina also means understanding. It means to go between and having understanding of the other. So understanding of self and another. And so this is where we are right now. And then we're relating to the world by purifying ourselves. We refresh, renew, cleanse ourselves. We relax. This is lavender, and this is the 4 of earth, and it's very stable. So, and then it's almost like you shake off your feathers and brush off the energy that doesn't belong to you. So in our intellect right now, this is the energy of, you know, shaking off things and feeling refreshed and renewed and relaxed, and, you know, kind of having that spa day, or having that day of renewal. You know, maybe, I don't know what you do to renew, but come back to self and get rid of anything that doesn't belong to you. And that's where our knowledge and our mindset is at right now. And it's very stable. It's 4 of earth. So even though our center here is King of Cups, it's the king of, it's like the very strong, stable, emotional situation where we're actually really strong and stable in our emotions, and then physically we're just following up in our mind here. And then we have over here Birdie Baby, and Birdie Baby has to do with having everything together work itself out and come together, something that is beyond people's planning. Synchronicities and events happening at the right time, and the right elements coming together to give something to birth. And this is in the place of new beginnings. So this is about new beginnings, new things coming in here, and the universe is giving birth to something, and that you are a part of it, but this is the new beginning. So this is a great new beginning, to have the universe use you as a birthing aspect for something that is really meant to be here, and really a part of the evolution of the planet and humanity, everything. I mean, this is like, divine evolution that you are being asked to be a part of. This is the new beginning. And then down here we have the way everything relates to the social world. And this is a great card too for the social world aspect. Ostara is about fertility in the social world. That's exactly what she is. This is 10 of Earth, and this is about how the world around you, life around you provides for you. She has to do with fertility. Sorry, still getting over my sickness, but I'm a lot better today. Anyway, fertility in the physical world, and also community coming together and gathering their resources to help out what needs the help, and really being abundant with your connections and your family and your tradition and your background. So Ostara represents the goddess of Easter, which has to do with fertility and, exchange in social, traditional, cultural circumstances. So you have that exchange and that reciprocity coming through the community around you and really providing for you and being there for you in a historical and social sense, but also, there for you physically in the concept of society and physical resources, because we have the diamond here. And there is some exchange often with physical resources with Easter, but it's more symbolic, but it can also be physical. So, it depends on one's circumstance, but it could be either. So we have the transformation, the change, and what is ending and beginning again. And this is Snowflake, and she has to do with individuation and the concept. Individuation is Carl Jung's concept of really coming into oneself and defining oneself through understanding their differences with everything, which is kind of interesting because Carl Jung's concept of this is based kind of on Binna's philosophy of understanding what goes between things and what makes things different, what makes things unique, and that is Snowflake. And that's the maturity of mind, is to see how everybody is unique, even in the way they're the same. They have their unique ways and their unique strengths and their unique talents. So this is about the uniqueness that apparently is changing, and this is transformation. So this is transformation of who you are and your uniqueness. So really kind of a new phase of individuation, a new phase of self-identity, a new phase of skills and talents and expression. So your snowflake is kind of being eclipsed right now, where your past sense of uniqueness is a little bit different from what you're transforming into. You're transforming into another phase of uniqueness and another having new dimensions to your uniqueness. And the jack is also a hook, and it means change, like new beginnings, and it's fire. So it's like fire, new change, and new sense of self, new beginnings. And so this is our transformation. And then the end card, our end final outcome here is Dahlia. And Dahlia has to do with a sense of belonging and a sense of who one is in their roots, in their ancestry, in their uniqueness, in their genetics, but also in any foreign environment they find this sense of belonging. They have this connection to their roots and their belonging. So this has to do with really kind of finding your tribe. No matter where you are in the world, you can have your people anywhere in the world. So just really finding your people anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to be in your physical surroundings. It's about finding your sense of self in the world. And there are many places in the world and many people in the world, and really finding your flowering within the whole of the world. And there's there's an appreciation for that diversity, you know. So it's really about flowering in your sense of diversity, where you're accepted as a part of the unified whole. So, okay, stepping back at this and kind of reinventing the wheel. We have right now we're at a phase of we're transmitting this information, and it's interesting because we start out transmitting this information, and it kind of ends up being grounded and identified as who we are, because this sense of I am and you are and this is between, this is really grounded home with Dahlia, where I am flowering as this unique one, and with my background, talents, and heritage and sense of self, and this is really kind of a sense of making this known to people and transmitting it in the first place. So you're in this process of transmission. So I guess the end process is, okay, the person receives it, and then you are. You know, it's almost like a flip around. So this is about you transmitting the knowledge. I am, you are, this is between, and this end card is that I am, and everyone can see I am. Okay, and then the wheel that happens to make this happen is up here relating to the mind. We have relaxing, shaking off, you know, coming back to self. We have new beginnings of things being birthed for us. So this is about just kind of strange connections, strange interactions, and strange events that unfold that really are beyond you and make things happen for you. It's something that has to be born for the universe. It's way beyond you, and you're just a part of it. But this is a new influence, a new energy coming in. But down in the social, your relationship to the social world, we have the abundance, the fertility, and the connection. So we are being responded to by the people around us in some way and supported in some way. And our transformation is with this individuality. And it's interesting how this really ties in with these two cards here, because this is about redefining oneself and reinventing the self in the wheel. You know, we just looked at the wheel again, but this is reinventing the self in the wheel, where you are, and then you transmit and you get back to yourself in the end. But in the process, you have a new understanding of yourself. So when you get back to yourself, you're not staying the same person you were in the first place. You have this interaction, and you are changed by it. You are renewed by it, and you have a new fiery beginning, a new sense of self. And then in the end, you come back to yourself with a really clear identification of oneself, where you have gained something here. There has been some maturation. This is the maturing of the self and the identity. And this is what's changing. So when you start out here and you say, I am, and you are, and this is what's between us, after you shake it off and you're conscious of your part in the bigger picture, and you have your support, you really redefine yourself, and you become truly who you are in your physical state, because Dahlia really has to do with the genetics and the actual physical sense of self, and history, and just really your personal mythology in the physical world is redefined. There's this major self-transformation here going on from Binah to Dahlia, and you have Snowflake in the middle as the transformation. All of these are in the middle. This is all the wheel. But this one is your transformation, and that's powerful to shift you from this one to this one. And it makes sense after these three. You got the ingredients. So again, we have the fig tree, enlightening love, And it says, lower pleasures you attract are potentially overwhelming and dangerous. Peace arrives through higher gratification. So anyway, putting it all together with this card, I want to say that it's kind of self-enlightenment through some type of interaction with another. The fig is, they give a fig. A fig is, in mythology, you give a fig to express love. And so I feel like there's this fig being given here, and then we go through this process and we become this person. And whatever is getting in the way of us becoming this person is going to drop away through this whole process. And it's the process of us being who we are that we get defined more. No matter what we do, we just define ourselves. We don't we don't change anybody else. We don't define anybody else by what we do. We define ourselves. But we can give it out there, and then maybe the interaction that we have with others helps us to define ourselves. Because as we interact with those people and we change them and shift them and influence them, it wakes us up to who we are. And that's the kind of the sense of awakening, or the sense of identification that we get through relationship. So, there is this shaking off and something being born, and you have support. And I'm just saying, I don't know what this is, because we have this shaking off. It almost is like we need to put ourselves out there, and then through that process, it doesn't matter what the outcome is. We really are in our own process of self-identification and becoming, and enlightening ourselves. And we do have something very, very good becoming. This is the best thing you could get in the new beginnings area, is the divine birthing of, the universe being created, or the first cell on planet being created, or, just circumstances that come together that could have, never happened without that higher intelligence at play, making everything happen and making everything so perfectly tuned, so fine-tuned and perfect to work something new into existence. And so this is our new beginning. And so no matter what, we have a very positive outcome for putting ourselves out there. Or whoever we're looking at puts themselves out there, and then we have the enlightening love from the universe and from the life around us. No matter what, we understand something new about ourselves and in the universe, and our sense of belonging with it, because that's what Dahlia is all about, is how we belong. So, okay, I hope everyone got what they needed out of this, and thanks for watching. I'll see you again in 2 days, and I am ready to get that chicken card new deck up, so I'm excited about that, and I think we'll be back on track with the dailies. So, okay, see you soon. Thanks a lot for watching.